Hello everyone, my name is Taylor Fogel and this is Gizmo, and today we're going to be talking about this painting. I will talk with you step by step on my process and how I got this result. What do you think, Gizmo? Well, while Gizmo gets his affairs in order, let's get right into this painting. I first started with an Ecoline watercolor brush marker to do my sketch. I usually do an underpainting with like my gouache paintings, but I haven't used acrylics in a while, so I just wanted to get right down to the sketch and make sure I had a plan so I could focus on remembering how to work with the paints. So I got this picture off of Pinterest and I used Master's Touch thick body acrylic paints. I used Viridian green, cadmium yellow, cadmium red, cerulean blue, cobalt teal, and titanium white. And I mixed together some of the main colors in the painting, so lots of reds and pinks and yellows for the bright sunny day, and green. I just started with an underpainting here just to get an idea of what I wanted, and for the most part I kind of winged this, but I really liked the final result. I started off with just pink and red, but the important thing to know about painting anything is that the color of the object is not the only color that you're going to be using when you paint that object. Like here I'm adding some purples to the roses for the darker areas because I want the light to be very warm, and in contrast the shadows are going to be cool to give it some more depth. And yeah, nothing that you paint will be just the color that the object is. And I loved adding the yellows for the warmer tones to help depict that bright sun that the roses are in. And I think those yellow tones really help. I do often have trouble painting roses, so I'm trying to paint them more just because, you know, it's always good to practice and you shouldn't avoid the things that you struggle with. That's why I also do portraits too, because I struggle with those as well. So it's good practice and it's good to get experience, and usually the subjects that I am least confident in are the paintings that I end up liking the most. And I love this blue here. I love the cerulean blue that I got and the turquoise combined together. It just makes this perfect summer sky. A perfect clear sunny day where you just want to stay outside and never come back in. I also love the green foliage here. I usually don't buy like a pre-mixed green when I'm buying tubes of paint because you can mix your own green usually, but I really wanted the greens to be very vibrant, and sometimes when you're mixing your own that can get lost and end up rather muddy. So with the Viridian green and the cadmium yellow, you can mix them together and make this really bright, beautiful green. And I just had a lot of fun painting this. I am going to be working on a rose painting in contrast. It'll be a night theme instead of the bright sunny day. It will be nighttime, so stay tuned for that video. I'll probably be coming up within the next couple of weeks. And for this one, I'm just, adding some finishing details. For painting, you're always going to want to start with general strokes and very broad, big brush strokes and shapes, but as you get more detail, you can work with a smaller brush and kind of sculpt out all the fine details to render the painting to make it more interesting and just more defined. And it's always fun adding like the finishing highlights and like the bright whites at the end. And nothing's really pure white, but It's nice to get those brightest colors to really make it pop, along with the darkest darks. And I did make the shadows a little bit more red, and I added this little yellow halo around the shadows to help with the warmth of the painting. I wanted it to feel brighter and sunnier, so I did add those little yellow halos, which I really enjoyed, and these brighter greens. And now I'm just adding the final touches, so the darkest darks for the foliage, and just kind of rendering everything out to make it feel more complete, more like a garden in the background. And now that we're done with that, I'm painting the sides. I always paint the sides, if I can, either a steel and gold color, or for these types of paintings that I most likely won't frame, I do paint the edges the same, like the painting goes off the canvas, just to make it feel more complete. And here I was happy with it, could have considered it done, but I think that adding a glitter resin really made it interesting and made it more than just, you know, a plain old rose painting. And I think it also just helped add the sunny feeling. So that's what we're going to be doing next. We'll be adding the gold holographic glitter resin. So start with 50 milliliters of resin and then 50 milliliters of hardener. I'm using art resin here. Link for all the products I use will be in the description. And with that, I am also going to be adding the glitter. And for it, I just sprinkle on some, kind of like to cover the top a little bit. I try not to add too much because, I mean, you can always add more, but you can't take it away. And I think it worked out. First try, I think I got a pretty good consistency, and the way to check is by lifting up with the spatula and just seeing how much glitter is sitting on it, kind of see the distribution of it, see if there's too much or just right amount or not enough, so you can adjust accordingly. But I think it worked out first try, which doesn't always happen, so that was cool. And here's my favorite part, adding the resin and seeing how different and how much more vibrant the painting looks with a glossy finish instead of just the finish of the acrylics. And that blue, you can see it just also the way that the light hits in my studio area, it does leave a little bit of a glare, so the gloss finish really does cancel out that glare and concentrates it into like the shine. So I think that helps add depth to the painting as well, because you're not going to have this uneven glare from the brush strokes and it just not being a super smooth surface. And I just love seeing the glitter dance along the canvas as I move it to cover it entirely and get the sides. And art resin's cool because it's self-leveling, so you don't have to do too much after that. But with mixing it, you do get a lot of bubbles. So I get to do something fun with a blowtorch, and you can use a blowtorch or a heat gun to pop the bubbles. And I love this sound, so I'm gonna keep quiet. It's so satisfying seeing the bubbles pop. Here's just a time lapse of it. I love seeing the glitter move as it settles. Looks magical. Here is out of focus. I love the bokeh effect that the glitter gives, and how the holographic sparkles. They end up with like a rainbow effect, which I think adds to it, along with the gold and my signature. And there you have it. And I love the sound that art resin makes, so I'm just gonna tap on it a little bit. And next, we're going to see what my leopard gecko Gizmo thinks about the painting. What do you think, Gizmo? Nope, no wormies in this painting, Gizmo. This painting is for people and not for lizards, and that stuff's gross. So this painting will be available on my shop. Shop isn't ready yet, but stay tuned later this month. I am going to have it posted along with some other resin paintings, along with the nighttime one and my photosynthesis painting and a few others. I have 2 other rose paintings that I did with a gloss finish as well. You can see in my shorts. I have quite a bit of shorts posted so far of my painting process with some other ones, and I will be posting more of these longer videos, so make sure you stay tuned. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!